हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, यूट्यूब चैनल सोशो क्लासेस में आपका स्वागत है। आज हम इस वीडियो में बीए सिक्स्थ सेमेस्टर फ़िज़िकल एजुकेशन के मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं, जो आपके एग्ज़ाम अप्रैल मई 2025 में होने हैं। मैक्सिमम मार्क्स इसके 65 हैं। थ्योरी पेपर 60 मार्क्स का होगा। इंटरनल असेसमेंट 5 मार्क्स की लगाई जाएगी। टाइम 3 आवर्स है। सबसे पहले शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस होंगे। 6 क्वेश्चन आपने करने होंगे, जो कि 2 मार्क्स ईच होंगे। इस तरह से 12 मार्क्स के ये क्वेश्चंस हैं। इसके अलावा बाकी सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस पंजाबी और इंग्लिश और कुछ के हिंदी मीडियम में आपको मिल जाएंगे। यहीं से आप अपनी तैयारी कर सकते हो। और पंजाबी कंपलसरी, पंजाबी इलेक्टिव, सोशियोलॉजी के कुछ लेक्चर्स के वीडियो भी मिल जाएंगे, वहाँ से भी अपनी तैयारी कर सकते हो। सबसे पहले हैं शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस। मीनिंग ऑफ रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन, एक्सप्लेन रिफ्लेक्स एक्शन, व्हाट इज़ एक्सक्रिएटरी सिस्टम, and list the names of 4 organs of excretory system. Definition of sports training, what is vital capacity, what is a cardiac output, what is the meaning of blood pressure, what is gland, what is the length and width of table tennis table. 2 career options in physical education. What is the oxygen depth, where is the pituitary gland situated in body, explain the location of pituitary gland, which part of the brain helps you breathe, what hormone does the pancreas make, definition of oxygen depth, write 2 responsibilities of a coach and list any 2 functions of the nervous system, what is the stroke volume, write any 4 characteristics of a coach, write the names of any 2 Arjun awardees in table tennis, define second wind, what is isometric muscle contraction, what do you understand by coaching philosophy, what is excretory system, what is post training, write the officials of table tennis, what is the unit of nervous system. Spinal cord originates from which part of the brain? And next question, in our body involuntary actions are controlled by. And next, what is the meaning of fatigue? And next, major tournaments of the game. And next, aim of sports training, stitch in the side, isokinetic muscular contraction, epoch and its implications, muscles hypertrophy, reciprocal innervation. इसके बाद है लॉन्ग क्वेश्चंस, ऐसे टाइप, यूनिट सेकंड। इसमें फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, एक्सप्लेन द मेन ऑर्गन्स ऑफ नर्वस सिस्टम एंड देयर फंक्शंस, एंड देन लिस्ट आउट द मेन ऑर्गन्स ऑफ नर्वस सिस्टम विद इट्स फंक्शनिंग. And what do you mean by nervous system? Explain the reciprocal innervations. And next question, what is the nervous system? Discuss its functional classification in details. And then write down the meaning of glands, their location and functions. And then what is the endocrine system? Write about location and functions of pituitary gland, thyroid gland and parathyroid gland. And next question, write in detail about excretory system, discuss the main functions of excretory system, and then write the structure and functions of excretory system. And next question, explain the structure and functions of kidney, and then draw a diagram of kidney and explain the structure of kidney, and then diagram of brain and explain its parts and their functions. And then what is the meaning of nervous system? Define reflex action and interventions. And then write the meaning of glands and also explain hormones produced by them. And then what is the endocrine system? Explain excretory system in detail. And then explain nervous system and its functions with the suitable diagrams. Unit 3rd. Next question है, explain the characteristics of sports training. And then what do you mean by sports training? Write the aim and characteristics of sports training. And then write down the meaning and characteristics and principles of sports training. And then what are the effects of sports training on muscular and circulatory system. And then write the muscular contractions such as isotonic, isometric and isokinetic detail. And then what do you understand by stitch in the side? Write its causes in psychological concepts. And then write the effects of post training on respiratory system. And then write down the effects of physical training on circulatory system of the body. And then what are the effects of exercise on circulatory system. and then what are the causes, effects and treatment of hypertension, and then explain the causes and effects of hypertension, and what is the meaning of blood pressure, write its causes, effects and tournament, and explain any two muscular contractions, and write meaning, definition and objectives of sports training with the suitable examples in detail. And what is the circulatory system, explain effects of exercise on muscular system in detail. Last unit, fourth unit, explain in detail the career option in physical education, explain in detail the courses and institutions available for physical education profession, and then what do you mean by career aspects in physical education, write in detail, and then list the institutions and courses available in physical education profession, and then explain the different avenues in physical education. And next question, discuss on the following career options in physical education, and then self-assessment for career choice. And seventh question, explain self-assessment for career choices in detail. स्टूडेंट्स बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस के आंसर सेम है, यहाँ क्वेश्चन मोल्ड करके डाले गए हैं ताकि आपको पता चल सके कि पेपर में अगर क्वेश्चन मोल्ड करके आता है तो उसका आंसर कैसे लिखना है, क्योंकि मोस्टली क्वेश्चंस मोल्ड करके पेपर में डाल दिए जाते हैं और क्वेश्चन इसी में से ही पूछे जाएंगे। यूनिट फिफ्थ है, explain the qualification and characteristics of a coach, define coach, explain the responsibility of a coach, what do you mean by coaching, write the qualification of a coach, define the basic fundamentals of the table tennis game, and then write the basic fundamental skills of table tennis game and draw the layout of table tennis games table, and then write in brief history of table tennis and Arjuna awardees of the game, and then draw the court and explain the basic fundamentals of table tennis, write the rules and regulations of the game table tennis, write the philosophies of coaching and its characteristics, draw a neat and clear diagram of table tennis table and write the general rules of the play. And next question, explain the following essential and desirable qualification of a standard coach and responsibility of a good coach. स्टूडेंट्स ये थे लॉन्ग एंड शॉर्ट क्वेश्चंस, इसके अलावा बाकी सारे सब्जेक्ट्स के मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस की तैयारी यहीं से कर सकते हो। बेस्ट ऑफ लक। अगर और कोई आपको चाहिए हो मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस का वीडियो तो ज़रूर बताना, इसको पंजाबी मीडियम में आने वाले समय में अपलोड कर दिया जाएगा। अगर आपको जल्दी ज़रूरत है तो आप कमेंट बॉक्स में कमेंट कर सकते हो। आपका पेपर कैसा हुआ और तैयारी कैसे चल रही है इसके बारे में आप कमेंट करके बता सकते हो। थैंक यू सो मच। मिलते हैं हम अपने अगले वीडियो में। बेस्ट ऑफ लक।